All right, today we're going to break down a really powerful, systematic way to evaluate pretty much any source of information that comes your way. It's the big question of our time, isn't it? We are just flooded with articles and data and opinions every single day. So, how in the world do you cut through all that noise and figure out what's actually reliable? I mean, the sheer volume is just dizzying. It is so easy to feel lost trying to separate the good stuff from content that might be biased or outdated or, well, just plain wrong.
But what if I told you there's a professional method for this? A kind of secret checklist that experts, specifically librarians, use to solve this exact problem every single day.
That's right. This is not about guesswork or just going with your gut. It's a powerful, intellectual process that you can absolutely use too. So let's walk through their toolkit step by step. And here's our roadmap. It all boils down to 4 key criteria. We're going to start with the content itself and the creator behind it. Okay, so first things first, we need to understand the who and the what. Who actually created this piece of information, and what's its fundamental purpose? First up is authority. Think of this like checking a source's resume. We're asking, who's behind this? We're looking at the qualifications and the reputation of the author, the editor, and especially the publisher. A strong track record really matters. For example, take a publisher like Encyclopedia Britannica. 250 years of continuous publication. That's not just a random number. It's a huge signal of credibility and accumulated authority. And get this. This illustrates the point perfectly. Reputable publishers go to top experts. I mean, when you have Nobel Prize winners writing articles for your encyclopedia, you're setting an incredibly high standard for authority. Next up is scope. Think of this as the source's job description. It sets the boundaries. What subject, what geographical area, or what time period does it promise to cover? And just as important, what does it explicitly not cover? Here's a perfect real-world example. The Indian National Bibliography has a super clear scope. Books published in India in major Indian languages. So if you're looking for patents or academic journals, you know you're in the wrong place. Understanding scope stops you from judging a source for something it never even tried to do. Okay, now let's shift gears and talk about judging a source by its design. This is all about how the information is presented, the craftsmanship, and, the overall user experience. So the third criterion is treatment. This is all about the quality of the work itself. Is the information thorough and complete? Is it reliable and free from obvious errors? Or does it seem kind of one-sided? To see what thoroughness really looks like, just check out these 2 dictionaries. The Concise Oxford is a fantastic resource, but with 240,000 entries, its treatment is obviously different from Webster's, which has 450,000. It's not that one is better, they just have a different level of treatment. Now, this is crucial. Bias isn't always a bad thing, as long as you're aware of it. The Encyclopedia America having a bias towards American topics, that's totally expected. Recognizing that slant is a key part of evaluating its treatment of, say, global subjects. Our final criterion is format. Now, this might sound a little superficial, but it's actually about the physical quality and the usability of the source. It's basically the user experience that decides how easy it is to access and actually use the information. So, what are we looking for? Well, think about the details. Is the binding durable, or does it look like it'll fall apart? Is the paper high quality? Is the font easy to read, or is it straining your eyes? Are the margins wide enough for notes? These little things signal how much the publisher invested in the source's quality and usability. And a really crucial part of this design is its arrangement. In other words, how is the information actually structured? The way it's organized can make a huge difference in how useful the source is. For a lot of reference works, that means alphabetical order, but it's not always that simple. For example, take a look at this. There are 2 common ways to alphabetize: letter by letter, which just ignores spaces, and word by word, which treats each word as a separate unit. As you can see, this one small difference in arrangement completely changes the order of the entries. Knowing which system a source uses is key to finding what you need. So what does this all add up to? Well, you now have a powerful framework. And this isn't just some academic exercise, it's a practical, real-world toolkit. And here's the most important part. This 4-point checklist applies to everything. Whether you're looking at a huge encyclopedia, a news article, a website, or even a social media post, you can use these exact same principles to figure out what it's worth. To make this super easy to remember, just think of the 4 C's. Check the creator for authority. check the claim to understand its scope, check the craft to evaluate its treatment, and finally check the container, that's the physical or digital format. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Using this new toolkit, think about the last piece of information you looked up. How does that source hold up now that you know exactly what to look for?